This was the final scene of the Simba Auto Festival, and I must say, I was truly impressed. What I wasn't impressed was the time that it actually started. Things actually picked up around 3 p.m. I was there by about 1 p.m., yet the program was supposed to start at 10 a.m. And here I was, and there was literally nothing except for a few cars here. Fortunately, Team V-Dub showed up soon after, and we're going to take a look at these cars later on. But I was actually relieved when these guys started popping by because I was getting ready to leave because I was like, this show, it's not going to live up to the hype. Yet I was actually impressed. Another thing that was quite impressive was this. This is the Mercedes-Benz that was going to be painted by Ghost Traps. Now, I didn't really know about these guys and what they actually do, but I was actually surprised that they added this element to the show and actually was a special thing. More on them later. Now, the few cars that showed up initially were this Exhibit A. We've got this immaculate looking E30 BMW 325i. And I must say the owner has great taste here because he kept it quite simple yet elegant. We've got the traditional black on silver wheels going on there. I think these are 3-piece wheels, but they look immaculate. I must say, quite special. I like that. And it is something special with the interior as well, which I quite like. You got this like dark caramel going on here throughout the cabin, and I must say it actually works. I don't know if you could buy this or this was aftermarket, but I must say it looks great. I like it. The VW guys came out in full force as per usual. I mean, they had pretty impressive cars and a good variety too. You've got the modern ones here in the form of the Golf 7s. These are the Rs. Then you also had, or mostly actually, were these Mark 1 Golfs. And to be honest, I'm not particularly a fan of the Golf 1s, but there's so much variety here. Each one is unique in its own way and how it was executed. And I respect that very much because, to be honest, there isn't really a bad spec here. I think every owner here did a great job in speccing out their car. Speaking of VW, you also had this vintage car here, this VW Beetle, and I really like the paint on this. It's quite intricate. If you look at it, you can see there's spots where the sun hits, where it really pops. You can see that more clearly here, and this is exceptional work here. And I'm not a fan of these cars in particular either, but this one in particular looks especially special. Not long after, Team Alteza showed up, and they brought some really nice cars here, well specced. Got this red, what is this, like it's like a gloss red. I don't know the exact name, but it looks really nice and it pops really nice in the sun. And the rest of them showed up here. I don't know if they are the official Team Alteza or they so happen to be a group of friends that so happen to own modded Altezas. I don't know, but to be honest, they are well represented here. That is the Alteza team because these ones look quite great. A lot of the times, or sometimes you might find some not so nice ones, but these ones, I must say, look good. I like it. You know, when I saw this line of Altezas, it got me thinking, remember there was a time when Altezas were like the hot thing, like before the Mark X's arrived, these were like the cars to get. It's hard to find one now that's like stock and clean, but this is a reminder of how much car culture preserves some cars. Another group of guys I like seeing at these shows is Team Fit. And they brought out their cars here, and I was like the concept of what Team Fit represents, of just having a normal car which sort of serves as a blank canvas for you to do anything you really want. And this shows the variety of how much your brain, your creativity, and of course your wallet can dictate in terms of what you do to your fit, and each one was different in its own right, and I respect them for it. Parked up like this shows the variety that showed up. You've got these ordinary looking ones, off-roader ones, the super bike looking ones, the cruisers like your Harleys over there, and these adventure bikes. These are the sort of bikes that you can do like cross-border trips with, and you'll be in absolute comfort. So I hear, but they look comfortable as well. I mean, the size of them alone just gives you an indication. These ones look more of just like cruising around town, you know, like on a Sunday afternoon and cruise around. And these, I'm assuming they're Harleys, I could be wrong. But yeah, they got these like retro features, but at the same time, they look kind of modern with like size of the wheels and tires, which almost are like the same width of tire that you might find on economy cars. It's insane. But just look at the intricate details. I could spend hours just looking at this thing and just looking at the various details that they have. And I almost did that. Then I had to sort of snap back to reality and remind myself that I've got a show to cover. So I had to keep it moving. But I really had to take time to appreciate these bikes for the little time that I had. Late in the afternoon, none other than Silas himself came through with his Raptor, towing the cruiser man, and we'll hear more on that truck a little bit later. But it was quite a spectacle to see. I mean, look at the size of this beast. Jeez. He didn't come alone though. He came with a quite diverse convoy, if I should say so myself. I don't know if they came together or they so happened to enter the gate at the same time. I don't know. I don't think they came together, but I don't know. But this Mark 1 VW is quite unique as well because it's got that see-through bonnet, so you can actually see the engine without opening the bonnet. Pretty cool, I must say. Next up, we've got this C63 AMG. Looks standard and sounds standard too. You'll hear that later on. Then this, I think this was my favorite car of the day, and you'll see why because you're gonna see a lot of it in this video. This is the CL63, and then you also have this SLK Mercedes, Looks pretty cool. I don't know if I would fit because I'm nearly a 2 meter tall guy, but I really like how it looks with the clear lights, the blue, and I think you can take that roof off. I'm not sure, but yeah, I like this. It's a nice little car. A key feature I like about this Mercedes was the wheels. Look how intricate they look. They look so nice. The camera doesn't do it justice, but they fit the car so well. As a nice cruiser, this looks comfortable. This is pretty much an S-Class, but in coupe form. And it's the AMG version of it, so it comes with a nice meaty V8. It looks spectacular. I really like this car. I'm jealous, actually. I really am. Speaking of luxury, we have old school luxury in the form of this Toyota Cressida, which looks to be in immaculate condition. I mean, this looks almost factory fresh. And it's got a weird move that I was doing later on where it was hopping around, and mainly might be due to just worn out shocks because it was quite floaty. But yeah, in terms of appearance, it looks quite clean, and yeah, props to the owner. This looks sharp. So Ghost Traps featured this exhibition here where they were trying to paint this car live for everyone to see, just to show what they can do. So here they're just covering up all the elements they need to. But whilst they were doing that, we started the first round of competition, and this was to see who's got the lowest car. And it went to this guy called Smokey.
Okay, let's go. And then, what's the next move? Is there a hydraulic system you got put in there? A hydraulic system in the VW. Hey, hi DJ. Drop the music, listen. The first car is a City Pro. Light green. And the driver's name is One Time Smokey. One Time Smokey. So I need everyone to remember the name. Smokey is the first car. One more time, showcase. Let's go. Showcase out. One time, pizza.
Next was the sound competition to see who had the best speakers. Not loudest, but best. This was one of the contenders, this MV350 with stacked looking speaker system here.
Hold on, don't take as all the cars come through, the MG350 is ready.
Now these guys blew the competition out of the water. This was like a custom rig, I think, because if you look at the setup of this combi, especially in the back, it is absolutely wild. Yeah, these guys weren't messing around, and if you wait just a moment, you'll hear the result of what this whole setup sounds like. Meanwhile, back with Ghost Raps, they were now getting ready to apply their, I don't know if it's signature style, but yeah, this was now like a blank canvas for them to actually just see what they can come up with. And this is something I've never seen before, especially at these car shows before. So this is one of the elements that made the show, I think, truly special to me, and probably one of the best shows I've attended myself personally. And here they had the crowd also chip in for those that really wanted to add a little design element of their own to the car. They could do that. And when else are you going to get an opportunity to paint a Mercedes-Benz? Wait, that is not going to happen. So this was truly a great thing that they did, and I commend them for it. It was a good marketing effort on their part, and it's truly special. Ghost Traps is a name that I think many will not forget because of the stunt, and I truly commend them for it. Props to you guys. Now that everybody was done, it was time to take off the plastics. So these are the plastics covering the important bits of the car, like your windows, your wheels, your lights, to make sure that you don't get paint on those, because that'll be a nightmare to remove. But this was the end result. So tell me guys, what do you think of this look? For me, in terms of being artsy, I think this is really nice. I would have loved if more paint was just added on it, like buckets of paint just everywhere, so that it's like this truly unique, almost like a Harley Quinn type car. But this is truly special, and I commend Ghost Traps once again for this. This is really, really nice. Shout out to this Jeep Grand Cherokee. Looks really stunning in this two-tone. Locally, I think Zimbabwe are the guys that sell these SUVs, but it's really nice. shout out again to the Mark X owner here. Look how it's slammed to the ground. This also has air suspension, and you can tell obviously got these LED lights going on. It's got a nice body kit on it, truly special, a proper show car. Next was the exhaust competition to see who's got the best exhaust. I'm gonna
Okay, thank you. The next one. Let's go. My face is listen to the vibes. Yes, I am. Thank you, my brother. Next Pima, let's go.
So that was the Simba Auto Festival in a nutshell. And guys, I must say, this was probably the best car show I've attended so far because it had variety. It had Ghost Traps with their exhibition, which was also crowd friendly. They had the variety of cars up on display and the competitions that took place in between. Now, even though the event took place a bit late and the program was running late, I think all of the things I've mentioned earlier on made the show the success that it was, and I truly commend the organizers for that. Now, the Extreme BMT was a letdown. It would have been great if the program actually started on time because that would have helped spread things out. A lot of these things ended up being rushed, like the competitions and everything, even the prize givings, which I didn't even film because it wasn't as spectacular as it could have been. But overall, guys, I think this was a great effort from the organizers, and I truly hope that the next edition will be even better than this one. But from my side, I gotta say, this was not a letdown whatsoever, and I'm excited to see what else Zim has to offer when it comes to car culture moving forward. But for now, guys, I gotta love you and leave you. Till next time, we out.